Hello, fellow Liangers. So today I want to talk about creating a disconnected application where the data is up on a web server and the application itself is an Electron application that you've deployed to your clients. Now, in this particular case, I'm using SQL Server as a backend. Um, Here I've got a server that's being hosted somewhere in Germany from one and one. I've got a very simple query. I select these fictitious route names, and here they are. Very simple to see. On that same server, I have an RSP page called Get Route Names. That RSP page, we'll go over it real quickly. The language is VFP. I have a variable called a result where I'm going to put my result set in. I connect to the server. Obviously, I've commented out the ID and passwords. This is the same route name and route ID that we had in SQL Server. That goes into a temp table using the regular VFP SQL prepare and SQL exec. I select all that into an array of objects called a result. I add a response header because it's a JSON result set, and I return that JSON data. All right, now I'm going to show you what that looks like here. Okay, this is the result set. Okay, now, and I'm running, and obviously I've got my Lianja server manager in the background. Now let's take a quick look at the app. I'm going to pause this for a second and bring the app in. So here is we're going to go over the code real quickly. I've commented out my server name, but I just want to go over the code, and we'll come back to it in a second. You're going to see we have a page that has two buttons on it. It's got a main container inside. We have a button container, and in those we've got a button called Get Items and a button called Clear. And the Get Items has a function. We have a variable, or we have actually an array of routes where we do a JSON decode. We do a Lianja evaluate, get URL, and the server, and it runs that RSP page that we just looked at a minute ago. Okay, then it iterates through and it adds it to the list. So I'm going to pause this again and put my server name back in there so I can show you. So when we look at the app, I've got two pages here. The first one is just a splash screen, and the second was when we were just looking at the code. And here's what it does. When I click on Get Items, it actually goes out to my server, gets the array of objects, and brings them back in. Let me make sure that I type that right. Hold on a second. Okay, so when I click on Get Items, it goes out and it brings in those routes that we looked at before. And when I do Clear Item, it clears them out. So it's very, very straightforward. Now, what we want to do is we want to go to Build. We're going to click on Electron. Barry. So here, what we need to do is select Electron. I've already run the init into this application, so it's already there. I've already built it, so now I'm going to run it. Now you just need to make sure that you have your URL over here, your cloud server URL, so it can get those things that are specific to Lianja. So I'm going to run it right now. Now I'm running it in debug mode, just so I can see what's going on there. That's the first page. This is page number 2. And remember, this is an executable that's running on the machine. So this clearly got our data, went up to the web server, got the data, and put it in. And now we can clear the items. So on my machine here, I'm running virtual machines. I've got a couple of virtual machines here, and I've got a Windows one that I've got powered up at the moment. So I'm gonna just pick up that virtual box. So here's my virtual box, and I've already just started up the application here. This is page 1 we looked at. Here's page number 2, and I've already got the items. Clear the items and get the items. So this is deployed to another client. So here we have a full application that's been deployed, that's running an executable. The executable is, we can just look at that again right here. This is a full-fledged exe, and it's great. So there's so many things now we can do with Lianja and Electron, excuse me, and RSP pages. So you could have you can now create updates, send the data back to the RSP page, go back to your data sources. unlimited things that you can do here, and it's all accomplished with a very simple, you know, use of ease of Lianja. And I think it's very exciting, and I'm looking forward to building a lot of great apps using this. I hope you guys are as excited as I'm about this. Let me know how you feel. Thanks, Herb.